I've pushed the wrong button, I pushed the wrong button. I'm just having a scratch on my eye there, and it pushed the wrong blooming button, dear. Never mind, we've come early. Just a moment, please. Good morning to you. It's Monday, the 17th of September 2018, and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Royal Berkshire and Bracknell. My eyes are all red. Well, I've been rubbing them. I was just rubbing away there, and I've hit the mouse, and it's changed from one scene to the other. But never mind, we're here. Good morning. Morning to Claire on the YouTube this morning. Who have we got on Facebook? Diane Jebb. Good morning, Diane. Adam the Plumber's there. Good morning, Adam the Plumber. Christina Ewing down there in Portsmouth. Morning, Christina. SOS Gregorian. Good morning, Doctor. Are you actually a doctor? Well, why does it say doctor at the beginning? Are you actually a doctor? And if so, what sort? Or is it like a doctor of, I don't know what they call them in universities where you get some sort of title? Are you a medical doctor? What could you do for me, if anything? Can you squeeze another couple of years for me out my sad, lonely, pathetic life, do you think? Adam the Plumber, are you taking requests? Yes, indeed. Of course, I host my worldwide famous, award-winning, with millions of listeners all over the world, radio show at 10 o'clock this morning, boys and girls, at reachonair.com. And I am taking requests at the moment for the show. We can have I think up to about 7 requests. I said 6 last week and it wasn't enough, so we'll do 7 this week. The first 7 requests. Now, don't be greedy. Some people ask for more than one. Give them an inch and they'll take a yard. I've realised this in many aspects of my life. Have you? Where someone says, oh, can I just do... Yeah, that's the one. Oh, well, if that's the case, can I have that? No, you can't. Give them an inch and they take a yard. Never give anyone an inch. Don't give them a millimetre, whatever that is. What's a millimetre? I don't know what that is. Millimetre. Some sort of European thing that they chucked as a you will say millimetre. Don't know what it is, darling. I've tried using that term myself sometimes. Millimetre. I've gone into the supermarket. Could I have a millimetre of grapes, please? And they'd look at me like I'm so stupid. Which is not the case, as you well know, because they're stupid for not knowing what a millimetre of grapes is. Like the temperature. What's the temperature today? It's 3 millimetres. And they're like, what do you mean millimetres? They're like that. I said, are you stupid? Don't you know what a millimetre in temperature rates is? Stupid people. That's what they are. Thank you, Claire. Fantasy, Earth, Wind and Fire. La, da-da-da, da-da-da. Da, 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 da. I like that one. Fantasy. Who's that for? Claire. Earth, Wind and Fire. Claire L. Thank you, Claire. Good morning to Steve, Christopher, David, Murray, many names. How many names have you got, Steve? It's been a whole year now since I saw you sing. Come on, it's about time you came back and sang us a song. It really is. Anyway, Adam, that's for Adam's friend Stan, who he lost a couple of weeks ago, didn't it? I shall play that for you. There we are, Adam. Thank you. Good morning to Amara. Welcome to the show, Amara. And the lovely Merlin, who has now moved to London. London 206. Congratulations. I hope the move was quite smooth. One of the most stressful things you can do, that is. Moving from one place to the other. It really is. Anyway, I hope you're happy in your new home. Morning to Danny Gibbs. Now, Danny Gibbs requires help, boys and girls. Not mental health. Danny Gibbs requires help. Now, here's the problem, and I'd like you to come back to us with some suggestions of what he can do. Danny Gibbs goes to a church. Not the same one as me. One of those happy clappy churches. You know that. He got the whole world in it, and tambourines and maracas, and people don't, and they don't sit down. No, they're all up like that and swinging like that, banging their tambourines. He's got the whole world in it, and yeah, that's the sort of church I go to. I go to Catholic church, in all Latin and all foreign, and no one can understand what's going on. I go to that one, and hymns are sung with reverence. Praise my soul, the King of Heaven. That's the Catholic church. Danny goes up. He's got the whole world, colours of day, dawn into the night. That's the sort of church Danny goes to. But there is a problem. People keep sitting in his seat. And he's been trying to get there earlier and earlier with limited success, but someone keeps sitting in his seat. Now, can you please suggest how Danny can stop people sitting in his seat in church? Because it's all very, very important to have your own seat. My personal position is next to Vivian. That's where I sit in my church, next to Vivian. Danny sits sort of near the front, I think, but someone keeps sitting in his seat. So can anyone suggest how Danny can get his seat back, please? He said, look, this morning he is in fact sitting in his own chair this morning at work. But yesterday he went to church and someone's sitting in his seat again. How can he stop that happening, please? I've suggested putting bleach on the seat so that when they sit down, they get a big mark on their trousers or skirts, depending on what you're wearing at the time, you know. So, what do you suggest, boys and girls? Good morning to Russ Philip Vernon. I've got some bad news in a moment, boys and girls. Some very, very bad news as sent to me in a private message. Yes, I'll read it to you in a second. Morning to Russ Philip Vernon. Christina Ewing, Manic Monday, the Bangles. La la da, Manic Monday, la la la. Who's that? Christina. Christina Ewing. Manic Monday. Thank you, Christina. Diane Jebb. Lionel Richie, My Love. You and I. I don't know why I bother playing the records anyway. I could just sit there and sing them all to you, couldn't I, really? Shall I just sing them instead? Would that be better? Diane, My Love. Lionel Richie. What's that? 4 so far. Thank you. It's so much easier than choosing them myself. That's what it's all about. Claire says you must play Earth, Wind and Fire right to the end with the play-outs of the best bits. Oh, I always do. I never ever fade a record to the end. Sometimes I think you get different versions of records, and certainly with the karaoke sometimes. You know, you can have the bloke singing there, bloke or the girl singing there, and so suddenly, oh, why did you cut that short? Well, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. And they never believe you. Even if you're standing 10 foot away from the mixing control console. Yes, you did fade it. No, I didn't. Wouldn't fade you. Not even if you're that bad. What do you mean I'm that bad? Exactly. Eagles, take it to the limit. Lion Eyes, I think. Weird City Citizen. City Citizen. Lying eyes, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Yes, that's another good one. Kingston Town, I've got you on one already, Adam. That's twice you've asked, dear. Once is enough, dear. Once is enough. Good morning to Jason Darcy. Good morning, Jason. Christina, Catholic Church is known as Catholic aerobics. Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. That's all we do. You forgot the kneeling down, Christina. Clearly you haven't been for a while. We kneel down as well. On both knees, dear. Yes. Adam, Danny Church, electrified a seat with a low voltage like cattle fences and then have a code to deactivate it. There you go, Adam. Or Danny. Adam suggested an electric seat. I think that's an excellent idea. So you just push a button, and then when someone tries to sit on your chair in church, you get an electrocutions in your bum. Yes, very good idea. Good morning to Michelle White, head of all of Waitrose Customer Services Department. Morning, Michelle. Glad you had a nice birthday. My mate popped in. I spoke to her on the phone yesterday, actually. Ronnie was in Waitrose, and when I rang up, he got Michelle answered the phone, which was great. I didn't know you were personally taken. Even that's fantastic. When you're in Waitrose now, no need to ever miss a phone call. No, you just hand the staff your mobile phones as you come in, and they take the calls. How marvellous is that? Thank you very much, Michelle. Okay, how have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, now look here, Weird City Citizen asking for 2 records. 1 only, I'm afraid. It's a bit warm in here. Can I just open the window 1 second? Very warm in here this morning. We can't afford to turn on the air conditioning in the September, dear. No, that's only for summer. Right, so we've got a few bits and pieces there. I need a classical piece. Has anyone got a popular classical piece as well that they could send in there? I'd appreciate that. After the show yesterday, I had my lunch, and I had fresh spaghetti which is something I don't really buy. I usually buy the whole meal from Waitrose, actually, the whole meal packets of dried spaghetti, you know, put them in water. About 20 minutes later, you go. Oh, by the way, no texting this morning. I know the number's up there. I've left it a bit late to get rid of it, actually. You can't text in this morning, I'm afraid. I don't have the little gadget with me. What I did is I packed it in my bag, ready for my trip up to the caravan. And, of course, I've packed it too early. You know, I should have packed it today, but it's already in the bag and switched off. So you won't be able to text in this morning, even though that number is... I don't think I can get rid of it anyway. Shall I try? 1 minute. What does that do? Oh, copy. 1 minute, let's try something. You should be able to still hear me. What's this do? What's that do? Right, hang on a minute. Let's... Paste? Was paste work? Paste work? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Yes. There we are. Numbers. The Union Jack's disappeared as well now. Does that matter? Oh, no. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Where's my Union Jack? I think I can copy that onto there. Copy filters? Copy. Let's just do a copy. And 1 moment, please. And keep your fingers crossed. Ha! There we are. See? All very clever. So very sorry about that. Maureen's probably watching at the moment. Why hasn't he read out my text? I forgot. I packed away the phone accidentally, I'm afraid. All right, darling. Thank you for the teapot. Yeah, that's quite old, that teapot, Dr. SOS Gregorian. It's an old teapot sitting there. So, yes, I had fresh spaghetti yesterday. Now, this came from my niece last week. I did some lunch up at the caravan for my niece, spaghetti arrabbiata. I actually did it down here, and I took it up hard frozen. By the time it was out, it was nice and melted and perfect. So we had that on the Tuesday, and she brought over some fresh spaghetti. Oh, it's very different, isn't it, from hard spaghetti? You know, you put that in the pot, and I said, well, how long does this take? She said, about 2 minutes. Oh, is that all? And you put it in, and it expands. It gets fatter. Have you noticed that? Comes in a little sealed bag, apparently all the way from Italy. No doubt that will stop. When Brexit starts, we won't be having any foreign food whatsoever. But the only food you'll be able to eat in this country is sausages and chips and baked beans and eggs. That's it. There will be there's going to be no Italian food, no Polish food, you know, where it says Polski. Have you ever been in a Polish shop? Have you ever been in a Polish supermarket? In England, they do have some of them in England, depending on where people are living. I know there's one in Boston. The Polish shops, and some of them are really authentic. You know, they make you queue up for 2 hours for one loaf of bread. They're very, very authentic, some of these Polish shops. Polski shops they are. There's not going to be any of that. No Italian food, no Chinese, no Indian, nothing at all. Only sausages and chips. That's it. That's all we're having. So I got this fresh spaghetti, dumped it in the thing, and it all expanded very quickly, and it adds a kind of a foam on the top. I suppose that's quite normal. And I said to my niece, I said, isn't that because she can't have dairy at the moment? Her little boy, baby James, is a bit allergic to dairy at the moment, and it gets him a bad tummy. So she can't. Of course, she does the breastfeeding, so it goes through her and into him. So she can't do the dairy thing. And I said, oh, that's got milk in it. Apparently not. No, I didn't know that pasta, that particular pasta anyway, doesn't have any milk in it. Or I assume it doesn't. Otherwise, she wouldn't have bought it. She's very careful about not having milk. So that was it. I had the fresh spaghetti. Then Ronnie came over. He had a cup of tea. I'm afraid we have some ice cream, some of that Aldi ice cream, which is $1.99, almost identical to the Ben & Jerry's. Is that another message coming through there? Dave Holland. So, wake me up before you go. Excellent request, Dave. Dave Holland. Wake me up before you go. 1 minute. Wake me up. Thank you. Right, I've got a classic song coming through. Let's have it. Symphony number 4 in A major, opus 90. Oh, what's that? Yeah. Where are we? Where is it gone now? Symphony. Who's that by? Number 4 in A major. You haven't told me who that's by, have you? 1 moment, please. Let me see if you've put that there. I've got to click on it, have I? No. Felix. Oh, Mendelssohn. It's Mendelssohn, is it? Okay. Is that a popular one? I must say I don't really know it. Thank you very much. There's our classical piece. Good morning to Fatma. Morning to Fatma. Fatma is the lady that I bought the caravan off. No, I'm in Bracknell today. I go up later on tonight and I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Fatma. She is the lovely lady that I bought the caravan from. And we've become friends on Facebook. How fantastic is that? Thank you very much. If the song I've sent you is Long Land of... is it Land of Hope and Glory? Oh, I'll have a look. Hope and Glory. Lovely. Okie doke. So, as I say, we had some... Do you like the jacket? Are they birds on here? Yes. Not Are they peacocks? No, what are those? I don't know what they are, actually, those birds. Anyone know what those birds are on the jacket? No idea. I don't think they're peacocks because they'd have those... They look like partridges. Would they be partridges? And a partridge in a pear tree. Not long to go now, before the big Christmas day, boys and girls. And it'll all be over and you're thinking, what was all that about again, wouldn't you? Huh? As we were having our ice cream and tea, we watched that comedy programme, Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords. And it's awful, that programme. The state that, and it's both sides. Some landlords are really good. I'm a landlord. I like to consider myself a good landlord. I really do. If something goes wrong, I like it fixed as quick as possible. I try and keep places clean and tidy for people before they move in, and that's it. Generally, I've had good tenants as well. I've been very lucky so far. I haven't had anywhere where I've had to completely gut it and start again because someone's trashed it or anything like that. I rent all my places through an estate agent, so they look after it, and it's all much easier like that. But watching that programme, Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords, and there was a particular person on there who was renting a property and she wouldn't go. Now, her name is Kayla Jenkins, a.k.a. OK La. I think that's her alter ego name, OK La, right? Now, she is a YouTube beauty vlogger, okay? And she was featured on Channel 5's Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords. And I've done a bit of digging. The state she left the place in was disgusting. It really was absolutely disgusting, this place. And when you see YouTube videos, you do get an idea of the sort of person that people are. Now, generally, they are projecting an image of what they think looks good. That's how they do it. But I seem to have a little bit of a talent for actually seeing people for what they really are. Perhaps you do as well. When I'm watching certain people on the telly, I think, no, you're not what you're projecting. For example, most of the people on the whole Big... Not that I don't watch it really, but the whole Big Brother thing and stuff like that, when you see clips shown on the YouTube and on the telly, I might click on one of those. And I think to myself, you're nothing like what you're supposed to be projecting there. Or maybe you are. Especially that girl who was on recently, who said someone punched her. What was her name? Some girl in Emmerdale. And this bloke on Big Brother just did a little play punch, like we all do, don't we? You know? I mean, I used to have a priest when I was an altar boy. You're right, Chris, and he'd bang me in the arm like that. And that's what she got, a little bang in the arm like that. Oh, he really hurt me and all this. Oh, pathetic. As soon as she started doing that, I absolutely hated her. I'm sorry, that is not a nice word, hate. But the lies and the filth that comes out of some of these people. Well, here's another one. Kayla Jenkins. Story in the Sun from a few months ago, actually. She's best known for being a beauty vlogger on YouTube, but recently made headlines for the state of her former home. And there's some various pictures of her in about, I don't know how old she is, about 20. She's got about 3-inch thick makeup on, great big lip. It looks like a bloody fish. And The Sun says, here's everything you need to know about her and why she was on Channel 5's Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords. So who is she? She's 24, a British beauty vlogger. Although there's nothing beautiful about, there's a lot beautiful about wallpaper. There's not so much that's beautiful about the old wall that's behind it. Okay? She started a YouTube channel, OK La, in 2010, posting videos of makeup tutorials and beauty product reviews. So she gets all the stuff for nothing, probably, to do this. She's got more than 600,000 subscribers, which is probably about 590,000 more than me. One of her most popular videos, Neutral Tutorial Chat BBM, posted in 2017, has 16 million views. In her YouTube bio, she says, I like makeup and beauty in general, travelling and animals more than people. And there she is. She's got the picture of herself laying on her bed with her arse out in the tiniest pair of knickers, Oh, look at me. Wow, wow, wow. Her former home in Prestwich, which she shared with her friend Casey, featured on Channel 5's Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords. Now, this is the one I was watching yesterday. This is how I came across her. Her landlords say they found dog feces. I thought it was cat feces, actually. I thought it was dog feces in Tupperware, animal urine staining the curtains, and a mountain of bin bags in the garden. She used to get her rubbish and then just chuck the rubbish, the bag of rubbish in the garden. Awful. At one point, she had 5 dogs, 4 cats, 2 budgies, 2 guinea pigs, and 3 rabbits, even though the tenancy agreement didn't allow pets. Kayla told Channel 5 producers that Paul is a rogue landlord who is making false claims that she left the property in poor condition. Well, the cameras went in there, dear. We saw it for ourselves. You don't think the people from Channel 5 went in there specifically to rough up the house so that you'd look bad, do you? She's got all the old poses. The instant photograph poses on these pictures. Well, like that. A spokesman added that Kayla, here we go. Kayla had suffered from depression and struggled to pay her rent as her income dried up. I wonder why that was, love. People see past it after a while. There's a total in 9,500. I mean, that depression thing. I understand depression. People get depression. I've had depression. But a lot of people make it up as well. And this seems to keep... I had depression. Oh, for God's sake, dear. Did you? Really? There is a total of £9,500 in rent outstanding. Kayla owes $4,750, with the other half owned by her friend. So they both owe the money. People reacted to Twitter. Kayla was faced with a barrage of negative feedback after her home appeared on the Channel 5 show. One viewer tweeted, "Wow, you're disgusting. Trying to live the life like an it girl, but you're really a girl." That poor family said the house was in a disgusting state. It really was. You never seen anything like it. Another wrote, "Oh my God, just watch Channel 5, Bad Tenants. Oh, Kayla, you are a tramp. How can you live like that and knock the couple for £10,000? Liberty taker, and you live like a tramp. Dog mess everywhere." However, some of her followers... Oh, God. Because they've all... and you can imagine the sort of people that are following her, can't you? Little young, impressionable people. Oh, wow. Wow, you've got your own YouTube channel. Wow. There's nothing special about having your own YouTube channel. I've got one. This is nothing special. Just some sad old bloke sitting in a room talking to himself a couple of times a week. Well, near enough every day, actually. One tweeted, "Ignore what they are saying about you on Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords. Me and my uncle and Stuart love your makeup and fashion tips. They are trannies too, so it's important they learn to look lovely." What do you mean trannies too? Trannies too? Are you suggesting that she was? Oh, maybe she is a tranny, I don't know. So there we are. Kayla Jenkins is her name. And her YouTube channel is... What was it again? OKLAA. OKAYLAAA. Go and have a look and decide yourself what sort of person that is, boys and girls. All right? And you can make up your own mind. Don't take it from me. Always look up yourself. Let's have a look here. Christina, 2 months with no downstairs shower at her place. They came back and took the broken parts out and never came back. Sometimes I would rather fix it myself and deduct it from my rent. Yes, there are plenty of bad landlords out there as well, Christina. One of them, and a lot of them seem to do this multiple occupancy thing where they buy like a 3-bedroomed house and they get about 10 people to live in there. There was one particular house, I did feel sorry for him. Some poor old bloke was one of the tenants. And had all sorts of people in this house, and you go in and there's wires hanging down everywhere and paint, wallpaper coming off the wall. Some rooms are stuffed with mattresses. There's got about 5 people sleeping in one room. They all share the bathroom. And there was one elderly bloke in there. And he was the only one who had a lock on his door, which was, again, he had to share everything else except in this room. He had his own little room in there. I can't remember what his name was. Was it Stan? Oh, no, that's Adam's friend, Stan. I can't remember what his name was. But he was an old bloke, and he'd fought in wars and things like that, been in the army. And there he is in his nicely pressed shirt and trousers and tie, because they all dress like that. Some of these old boys still dress like that now. And you could see, he had everything in there, like a little microwave, and his bed was made all tidy, completely different to all the other rooms in this house. But then the man from the council came down, and he took one look, because there'd been a fire upstairs, and they came to check out the house, and they closed it down. So everyone had to get out. And whereas, some of the tenants in there were, oh, yeah, where are we supposed to go? At least I've got a roof over my head. I know we've had a fire and all this, that, and the other. Well, I'm sorry, you've got to go. Then they told the old man, and he just, went along with it all. He was such a nice little old man. He really was. And I felt sorry for him. He said, well, here's all my stuff here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I suppose it'll be all right. And he just went along with it and didn't row. And at the end of the programme, the very next day, Harrow Council it was, they'd found him a flat, a ground floor flat, because he couldn't go up and down stairs. And then the camera goes into this flat, and he's so pleased and so grateful and proud. I mean, I'm always very grateful for people that do things for me. If you ever do anything for me, you'll find out how. I'm not talking about money, You'll find out how grateful I am when people do things for me. I'm looked after at the hospital a couple of times a year, and I'm very grateful for what I do. And yet, while I'm there, even sometimes while I'm there, you hear patients screaming and shouting at doctors, "I want this, I want that," as indeed they do on some of these programs. Like can't pay you, take it away, rogue tenants, rogue landlords, bad tenants and all that. And you see people shouting their heads off. People who have been evicted and they don't get out until the very last minute, and then they push it and they push it and they push it. There was another one on there last night. They'd been evicted. He hadn't paid the rent for months and months and months. They'd got the date. You've got to be out by this date. They've gone round there. They're still there. So, of course, the bailiffs have to go in. It's not that expensive to actually get bailiffs. I think it's about 150 quid if you've got to send bailiffs in. But they go in there and they tell you, well, you've got an hour to get out. And they're like, oh, well, can I have 2 hours? No, you can't. It's an hour. And the hour's up. Well, can we have another 10 minutes? Well, yeah, go on, have a... And they push it and they push it and they push it. Just go. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Just go. Your time's up. You had warning. If you'd have paid the rent, you wouldn't have been in this state. Yes, I understand. There are people that can't pay the rent anymore, but they need to sort it out. There are ways of sorting this out. I don't know. I've been extremely lucky all these years to have never, ever been in that situation. And from a tenant's point of view, I cannot imagine what it's like to be served an eviction notice because you haven't been able to afford to pay the rent and you haven't sorted it out with the council or anyone. I can't imagine what it's like to get that letter. Perhaps one or two of you have had that happen before. You know, it just frightens the life out of me, something like that. Christina says the estate agent that looks after her place has selective memory when it comes to follow-ups or when work is finished. Plus, they use substandard plumbers, always charged on a caller. Christina, I think it's time to change your estate agency, to be honest, Christina. I really do. Do you have Romans down? I don't know if you have my estate agent down there. Have Romans. Do you have Romans, the estate agent down there? Perhaps you do. I don't know. Hello to Natalia, who says, great God bless megastar. Is that me? Weird City Citizen on the subject of people that do the stuff to their faces. Why do they do Botox? They put too much in their face. They look like puffer fish. They certainly do. She's got fish lips, that girl on the YouTube, isn't she? So that was the programme there. And I went night swimming last night, and that was all very nice. Nighttime swimming up at the pool. There was only 3 of us in the swimming pool last night, so that was nice. Came back, had a bit of dinner, and had I think I had 8 hours sleep last night, which is very unusual for me, I must say. Bad news on the radio front, boys and girls. Oh, very, very bad news on the radio front. Zoe Ball is going to be taking over from Chris Evans to do the Radio 2 show. I really thought that job was coming to me. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. This is in a few of the papers this morning. Daily Mail version. Chris Evans announced earlier this month that he'd be leaving BBC Radio 2 Breakfast Show to rejoin the rival station Virgin, and Zoe Ball has been tipped as his successor. But The Sun reported on Sunday that she is in advanced negotiations to take over the role. The publication revealed that the presenter is expected to sign a contract within a fortnight, which she seemingly won the role over from Sarah Cox, because we thought Sarah Cox was going to get it, didn't we? But it's not. It's going to be Zoe Ball. She, at the moment, is on BBC Radio 2 on Saturday afternoons, and the move would see her receive a significant pay rise. But the presenter is still said to be figuring out how she will do the job while also taking care of her children, who she lives with in Brighton. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a picture of Chris Evans there, actually. God, he looks old now. That's what you get for getting up so early in the morning. You know, to be honest, if I was ever offered a radio show, the last one I would want to do is the breakfast show. Why would you want to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? You do the breakfast show and then you finish. Well, it's all very well. Go home for a couple of hours. Then you've lost the day, haven't you? Good morning to Thomas. Morning, Thomas. Welcome along to the show, Thomas. I wouldn't want to do a breakfast show on the radio or the telly or anywhere else. Oh, dear. They do long hours, they do. I was struggling, actually, for news stories this morning to look at and read to you. Certainly in the Daily Mirror, it's just full of reality stuff. It really is. Less traffic in the morning. Yeah, that's a fair point, Thomas. You're driving to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. It won't take long, will it? It's look, Big Brother, Peter Andre, Love Island, Celebrity Island. What else? Celebrity Island, X Factor, Big Brother, Katie Hopkins, same sort of thing. Dear. And it just goes on and on. So there's a load in there about all that old rubbish today. Good. Now, what's the time? I must get ready for my music and chat show. Programme for you to watch on BBC One. Sorry, is it on BBC One tonight? Yeah, BBC One Colour tonight. Panorama. If you're interested in what Prime Ministers do when they're not doing their Prime Ministering, is that a word? Prime Ministering, perhaps it is. On Panorama tonight, as Prime Minister, she rarely gets time to put her feet up and watch the television. But a new documentary will reveal how Theresa May and her husband Philip like to watch tea time game show The Chase when they can. The BBC Panorama programme, to be screened tonight, showed a couple catching up over a cup of tea in front of the television. Oh, this looks quite good. Despite working on papers from her red box, Mrs May, who's 61 years old, chips in with answers to some of the questions on the ITV quiz show. The footage was filmed at the Prime Minister's country residence, Chequers, on Friday afternoon. Mr. May, he's 60, so she's got a toy boy, really. Mr. May, who's 60, who had just returned from a business trip to America, is understood to be a fan of the quiz show and also enjoys BBC Two's Eggheads. Oh, do you remember that really annoying gay one on Eggheads? What was it? Eggheads. What was his name now? Oh, he was the most annoying, even more annoying than watching me, I'll tell you that now. Can't think what his name was now. Anyone remember what his name was? Who was the annoying gay one? And he had frizzy hair until he cut it. I think he had frizzy hair until he cut it all off. I think he got kicked off on there for some, I don't know what for. Mrs. May has previously credited her husband with helping her through tragedy of both her parents passing away when she was just 25, the year after they had married. She was on Desert Island Discs in 2004 and said, I had huge support from my husband, and that was very important for me. He was a real rock for me. So that'd be good tonight to watch that. And it's got a picture of did I say it was Chequers? It's only a little telly. It's like I don't think it's even a 30. Looking at the picture, I don't think it's even a size 32-inch telly. But there's a lovely wardrobe there. I'll have to watch that tonight. Panorama on BBC One Colour tonight. I think it's 9 o'clock that's on. I think it's 9 o'clock. CJ, that's it. Thank you, Claire. CJ, he was kicked off, wasn't he, Claire? What was that for? What was CJ kicked off the Eggheads for? Because he was on there for years and years. I knew him once. Years and years ago, I DJ'd at a place called Harpo's in Earl's Court. And we nearly went on a date once. And then I didn't see him for about 15, 20 years. And then he pitched up on Eggheads. And I can't remember what he got kicked off there for. Good morning, Joanna. All right. Okie doke, gang. I must get my music and chat show ready. Meanwhile, it's time for today's birthdays. Lee Howard is 48 years old today. Good morning, Lee. Happy birthday to you. John Meseta. Good morning, John. Happy birthday on this Monday for you. Paul Watts. Good morning, Paul. Are you still doing your podcasts? Paul Watts. Happy birthday, Paul. Look at me still chatting away, Paul. I often wonder if I'll ever run out of words. No, don't think that'll happen. Happy birthday, Paul. Happy birthday to... Is that a real name? Kindness. Well, I don't know if it is. Kindness. I'll say happy birthday and I'll double check that. Craig James today is 28 years old. Good morning, Craig. Happy birthday. Jacqui Guthrie was Kelly. So you were Kelly, but you're not Jacqui. Happy birthday to you, darling. Daniel Martin, 34 years old today. Happy birthday, Daniel. Uri Slim is 39 years old today. Good morning, Uri. And Patricia Vissa, it's her birthday as well this morning. So happy birthday to you all, girls and boys. Oh, hang on a minute. It's 39. That was me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Okay? Have a nice day on your birthdays. Tonight I'll be hosting karaoke. That's at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Starts at 7:30, goes right the way through until 11 o'clock. So that's Monday night karaoke. I'll be hosting that tonight from 7:30 right the way through until 11 o'clock. Just a little heads up, I won't be there next Monday, just for the Monday, okay? So I'm there tonight, but not next Monday. Someone else will be doing it for you next Monday, Wayne probably. Claire says, on the subject of CJ, I think he told on Facebook some illegal stuff that he did years ago, and he got done for it. All right, okay, fair enough. So that's what we think. We're not 100% sure on that. What radio channel? Yes, I'll be doing my radio show, 20 minutes time, reachonair.com. All right, reachonair.com is where you'll find my music and chat show, which, again, like this, is live, and that'll be starting at 10 o'clock in 20 minutes' time. Thanks so much for watching and listening to the show today. I'll see you again very soon. Have a nice Monday. Bye-bye.